how to remember things you simply just don't want to forget. My first, well, it's kind of my only method. Like right now, I email things to myself. For example, if I want to remember baby names or my future children names, I would categorize them, boy names, girl names, and write it down in an email and email it to myself. When the time comes, I just go on my email and say baby names. And boom, it's names that I chose once upon a time that I do love, in fact. And when the older you get, you start to change your mind about things. Maybe they're not names you like anymore, but that's not important. What's important here is that you are thinking for the future you. You're thinking for future you, and these are just some things you don't want to forget. Like another example for myself is clothing brands. Clothing stores I want to shop in when I'm rich. I have a whole bunch. I could list them for you later once I get them because it's in my email. I mean, if you guys want to know, I can make a separate video on clothing stores I want to shop at when I'm rich. A lot of these clothing stores are not in South Africa at all. Okay, I will not make a separate video. Never mind. I'm not going to make a separate video on that. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget about them when I'm rich. So I emailed them to myself. So I remember I was into this store once upon a time. I don't want to forget any stores that I love. Emailing important things to yourself, or things you consider important to you, or things you just simply don't want to forget, will be a lifesaver. Especially if it's like things you think about frequently that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to forget about that. Email it to yourself. And you're gonna say, oh, maybe you're thinking, oh, how would I remember the things that I don't want to forget? How would I remember what their titles were? How would I know what I emailed myself? Well, did you forget you can just check if you're looking for an email that your mother sent you? You can check email sent by blah blah blah, email sent by me. So it's pretty easy. That's my genius advice to you guys. Email yourself everything you don't want to forget, and they're kind of fun to look back on. I think it is fun to look back on emails I sent to myself.